Hello everyone, it's us, the team at TV Days Drama Digest. Today, we bring you some deeply emotional and shocking news surrounding the storyline of John Black's disappearance on Days of Our Lives. Actress Deidre Hall, who plays the iconic character of Marlena Evans, recently shared her insights into this gut-wrenching chapter of Marlena's life, as well as the broader storyline of John's disappearance. This marks a heartbreaking turning point for Days of Our Lives fans, as we must prepare ourselves to say goodbye to one of the show's most beloved characters. If you want to know more about how the story of John's disappearance unfolds and its impact on Marlena and the rest of the Salem community, keep reading. Marlena learns the unsettling news. John is missing. The journey towards John's heartbreaking final moments began when Marlena received the devastating news that John had gone missing. As viewers are aware, John Black, a longtime fan-favorite character on Days of Our Lives, has had a tumultuous and adventurous life, especially due to his work as a covert operative for the ISA, International Security Agency. However, as a man involved in top-secret operations, John's job often requires him to disappear without notice, making his disappearance not entirely out of character. Marlena, knowing the risks associated with John's line of work, had always braced herself for such absences, but this time was different. The news that Marlena received, though alarming, wasn't entirely shocking until it became clear that the situation was more dire than anyone initially thought. It wasn't just that John had gone off the grid for a routine assignment. What made this situation so unsettling was that John's ISA handler could not get in touch with him. His manager, a trusted agent, had lost all contact with John and was unable to track him down. This was not just a case of John being out of reach during a mission. This was something much darker. This could mean that something terrible had happened to him, and Marlena was left to fear the worst. Deidre Hall, who has played Marlena since 1976, reflected on her character's reaction to the news. In an interview with Soap Opera Digest, Hall explained, "Marlena has always known that John's job as a spy meant that he would sometimes be unreachable. But when he goes missing for this long and with no contact, it starts to feel like something is terribly wrong." For Marlena, this was a personal nightmare coming to life. She had been through this before, but never like this. John's disappearance sent shockwaves through her entire existence, and she was no longer just concerned about his absence. She feared for his life. Marlena's emotional struggle, navigating uncertainty. As viewers know, Marlena has always been a figure of strength and compassion. Her calm demeanor and nurturing nature have made her a beloved character on the show. But the news of John's disappearance threw Marlena into a whirlwind of emotions. Hall described Marlena's approach to this distressing situation, saying, "Marlena is always hopeful, always gentle. She's the kind of person who believes in the best outcome, even in the face of the worst circumstances. But now, even her unshakable hopefulness is being tested." Marlena's role as the matriarch of the family becomes even more important in this time of crisis. She is not just a wife who is worried about her husband. She is also a mother who has to protect and support her children, Brady and Belle, through their own heartbreak. Hall explained, "Marlena's job is to keep the family together, especially for her kids. She has to help them process this, even if she doesn't have the answers herself." This incredible responsibility weighs heavily on Marlena as she tries to remain strong for her family while dealing with the crushing uncertainty surrounding John's fate. Despite the growing worry, Marlena remains optimistic, refusing to believe that John's story will end this way. However, as she faces the reality of the situation, she must also contend with the possibility that this could be the end for John. Hall explained that Marlena's emotional journey is one of the most challenging aspects of this storyline. It's hard to stay optimistic when you know that this situation might not resolve the way you want it to. But Marlena's strength is tested, and we get to see a side of her that we haven't really seen before. Breaking the news, how will Brady and Belle react? Marlena's next challenge was to break the news to her children, Brady and Belle. For both of them, the news of their father's disappearance is nothing short of devastating. Brady, ever the optimist, insists that John will return, but deep down, he shares his mother's fear of losing his father. For Brady, John has always been a central figure in his life, and the thought of losing him is almost unbearable. Marlena, though equally terrified, tries to remain strong for him, knowing that her own fears cannot overshadow Brady's need for reassurance. As for Belle, Marlena knows that the news will hit her just as hard. Belle and John have always shared a special bond, and the thought of possibly losing her father is a heart-wrenching reality for Belle. Marlena has the difficult task of keeping her children together while grappling with her own grief and anxiety about John's fate. This storyline is not just about Marlena and John's love story. It is about the entire family coming together to face an uncertain future. The search for John. Steve joins the hunt. Marlena cannot face this crisis alone, and she turns to Steve Johnson, her trusted friend and confidant. Steve has been there for Marlena through many dark times, and now, more than ever, she needs his support. Steve, understanding the gravity of the situation, agrees to help Marlena track down John. Together, they form an unlikely but incredibly strong team as they embark on a mission to uncover the truth behind John's disappearance. Steve's involvement in the search for John adds another layer of drama to this already intense storyline. His loyalty to Marlena and John, as well as his deep connection to the family, makes him the perfect person to assist in the investigation. Steve and Marlena will work tirelessly, digging for clues and chasing leads, all while battling their own personal fears and anxieties. The search for John becomes not just a mission but a test of Steve and Marlena's friendship, strength, and determination. A tragic goodbye. John's death looms as much as Marlena, Steve, and the rest of the family hope for a miracle. The storyline is building toward a tragic conclusion. Days of Our Lives fans have followed John's journey for decades, and his eventual death will mark the end of an era for the show. The emotional impact of losing such a beloved character cannot be overstated, and the actors portraying these characters, including Deidre Hall, are navigating their own grief as they prepare to say goodbye to John. In her interview, Hall discussed the difficulty of balancing the performance with her own emotions. As actors, we don't want to let real emotions take over because it could make the performance too intense or out of control. But when you're dealing with something this personal, it's hard not to feel those emotions, she admitted. Hall explained that the process of preparing for John's final scenes required not only deep emotional work, but also careful control to avoid losing herself in the grief of the character. As John's final moments loom, the loss will ripple through the entire Days of Our Lives universe. Fans who have followed the characters of John and Marlena for decades will undoubtedly feel the weight of this loss, as the show bids farewell to one of its most iconic and enduring characters. The impact of John's death will be felt by Marlena, their children, and everyone in Salem, marking the end of a chapter in the Days of Our Lives legacy. Conclusion. A heart-wrenching farewell. The upcoming episodes of Days of Our Lives will be filled with intense emotions as Marlena, Steve, and the rest of the family navigate the search for John. As the show builds toward John's death, fans can expect a heart-wrenching goodbye that will leave a lasting impact on the characters and the audience. Marlena's strength, love, and determination will be put to the test as she faces the reality of losing the man she loves. But, as always, Marlena will carry on, with the support of her family and friends, even as she grapples with the grief of losing John forever. Stay tuned for more updates on this emotional storyline, and prepare to say goodbye to John Black, one of the most beloved characters in Days of Our Lives history. We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV Days Drama Digest for more updates on Days of Our Lives.